Hi everyone, this is Rakesh. Welcome to VR Computer Education. So today class we are going to learn about important topic, that is data types. So in C programming this is one of the important topic. So let us start data types. So in the last class we have learned about variables. So now to decide what type of variable we need, so we have to use data type for that variable. So let us start the topic data types. So before, what is data type? So data type specifies the type of value is stored in the variable and size of the variable. So data type will say what type of value is stored in a variable. Suppose we have declared a variable. So what type of value you want to store in that variable is set by the data type, and its size also. So variable is nothing but is a storage location, and the storage location is assigned by the compiler. So soon after declaring a variable, some memory is assigned to that variable. Who will assign? Compiler. So compiler will assign some memory location to that variable. So variable, you can see once again, variable is the storage location and the storage location is assigned by the compiler. So the compiler will assign the memory size to the variable based on the data type is declared by the programmer. So variable is the storage location where the value will be stored, and that storage location is given by whom? Compiler. And compiler also will give some memory size to the variable. How it will give the size? Based on the type of data type we declare. Programmer means we are the programmers. Those who are writing the programs, they are called programmers. So let us see now. C language supports three types of data types: primitive, or you can call primary, or you can call fundamental, or you can call built-in or basic data types. These many names. And derived data type, next type, and third one is user defined data types. So let us discuss one by one in detail. First, primitive data types. So there are four types: primitive data types, or you can call primary or fundamental or built-in or basic data types. These are all four types. Let us see one by one. First one, integer type. Next, floating point type. Next, character type. Next, void type. So these are the four types of primitive data types. So first we'll see integer type. So integer data type allows a variable to store numeric value or whole number. Simply, so a value which contains without decimal point. Suppose 2, 1, 3, 129, 139. These are called integers. The same way 1.2, they are called floating point. Say without a point, the numbers are called integer type. So integer data type allows a value to store numeric values or whole numbers. Next. So int keyword is used to write integer data type values. So to write integer data type values, we use int keyword. So the storage size of int data type is 2 bytes. So when you declare int, how many bytes it occupies memory? 2 bytes of memory it occupies. Next. Here we know that 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. So 2 bytes means 2 into 8, that is 16 bits. So in byte, integer will occupy 2 bytes. So convert into bits means 1 byte is equals to 8 bits we know. So here integer occupies 2 bytes. So 2 into 8, that is 16 bits. Next example you can see. See int a. So here a is the variable or user defined identifier. We are going to decide. Int is the data type, integer data type. Now compiler allocates memory for the variable a. Soon after declaring a variable, a compiler will allocate some location to the variable a. We know that int data type size is 2 bytes. So variable a allocates 2 bytes of memory size. So this is what the compiler will do. Soon after declaring int a means integer type variable a. So variable a will store only integer values, means without points, values without points. Next. Integer data type is divided into 3 types. So integer data type is divided into 3 types. So what are they? Let's see. Short, int, long. So integer data type can be declared like this: short, int, long. So the smallest integer data type is short and the largest integer data type is long. Simple. Short represents small integer value like 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, like 2 digits. Long integer value represent largest value like 100, 1000, 2000, lakhs, so on, like that. Next. So here let us see the size and range of integer data type. So short data type, size in bytes and size in bits and the range. So short data type size is in bytes 1 byte. So we know 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So 1 into 8, that is 8. So its range is minus 128 to 127. Next, int data type size is 2 bytes. So if you convert in bits, it is 16 bits. So 2 into 8, 16. Its range is minus 327682 to 32767. Next, long, 4 bytes. So 4 into 8, that is 32 bits. And this is the range. So about this sizes and range, we'll discuss in detail further. So how you got this 128 or 127? What is this minus 3276 to 32767? What are this? We'll get further topic. Next. So note. So depend on compiler size. The size and range of integer data type varies. The above values is based on 16-bit compiler. So here we have 16-bit compiler, 32-bit compiler, 64-bit compilers. So based on the compilers, these values changes. So keep in mind. For example, you can see note 2. Based on 32-bit compiler, the values are, you can see, short. So in 16-bit, short occupied only 1 byte. So in 32-bit, short occupies 2 bytes. So your range also changed. Integer is 2, long is 4, same. So remember, based on the compiler size, the size of the data type can be vary. Next. Based on sign. See, sign means here we have positive values, negative values. Means plus means positive, minus means negative. So based on the sign, that is either plus or minus, integer data type is divided into 2 types. That is signed data type, unsigned data type. So remember, based on sign, minus sign or minus 123 plus 123, like that. Based on signature signs, this integer data type is divided into two types: signed data types, unsigned data type. So let us see what is signed and what is unsigned. First, an integer value which contains positive sign or negative sign is called signed integer. In the name itself it contains, signed means it contains some symbol, either plus or minus. So the integer value which contains positive sign or negative sign, either positive or negative, both, is called signed integer. So signed integers are specified by the keyword signed. But the keyword signed is assigned or not assigned. By default, it is assigned to integer data type. See here, the signed keyword mentioned or not mentioned. So while declaring a variable, we mention or we not mention signed keyword. By default, it is signed only. So here you can see, can rewrite. So we have three types of integer data types, that is short, int, long. So they can be written like this: signed short, signed int, and signed long. Next, we'll see the memory sizes. So a signed integer uses one bit for sign and remaining for the magnitude of the number. So it occupies one bit for sign, positive or negative. So integer occupies 2 bytes, right? So in that one it will take for sign and remaining it will take for the number. Next, we'll see the size and range of signed integer data types. Same, signed short, it occupies 2 bytes. Signed int, 2 bytes. Signed long, 4 bytes. Next, unsigned. Signed means which contains positive or negative sign. Unsigned means no sign. So an integer with no sign means it does not contain positive or negative. Those type of values are called unsigned integers. Unsigned integers are specified by the keyword unsigned. Unsigned integer range starts from 0. So signed starts from -128 to 127, like that we have seen. But unsigned will start from 0. So like this you can represent unsigned short, unsigned int, unsigned long. Next, the unsigned integer uses all bits for the magnitude of the number and always positive. So unsigned means always positive only. Complete memory is used for the unsigned integer data types. Next, we'll see the sizes. So you can see unsigned short 2 bytes and the range is 0 to 65,535. So here unsigned range starts from 0. Actually if you see signed, yeah, we'll get -65 to 533. So here unsigned will start always from 0 to this much range. Next, unsigned int, same 2 bytes, 16 bits if you convert in bits. So 0 to same. So this is unsigned. Long will occupy 4 bytes and size in bits 32 bits and starts from 0 to this much value. So this is the range and sizes of unsigned integer data type. Next, signed and unsigned declarations. So how we can declare signed and unsigned? See, first signed declarations. See, observe, this is I am showing only for the short. So we have 3: short, int, long. So in that I am showing only for short. The remaining same. So signed declaration means, see, short A, short int A. See, you can write short A means A is the variable, short is the integer data type. Or else you can mention like this, short int A. Next, if you use explicitly means clear and in detail. Signed short A, signed short int A, See, all declarations are same. Don't get any confusion. All declarations are same, but writing is different. That's all. See, short int a means what? Next, signed short int a means what? All declarations are same, but what is here difference? Nothing but, see, here I did not mention signed. Here I did not mention signed. If you mention or not mention, by default, if you declare like this, see, short a, it is signed declaration only, considered as signed declaration. In the explanation I said, so if you mention or not mentioned signed keyword, by default it is signed declaration only. If you mention, it is called explicit declaration. The meaning of explicit is clear and in detail. See now. See, explicit declaration means clear and in detail. So signed keyword mentioned or not mentioned, by default this declaration is considered as signed only, because signed variables accepts both positive and negative values. So that is about signed declarations. Next, we'll see unsigned. See, unsigned declarations. See, unsigned we have only two. See, if you remove unsigned, it will become signed. That's why unsigned short a, unsigned short int a. So this is explicit declaration, means clear and in detail. So this is about integer data type. So in the integer data types, we have learned integer type. Still we have float, character, void. So integer is divided into totally 4 types. Integer type, next floating point type, next character type, next void type. So in that we have discussed integer type. So in the next video, what we are going to learn is, just now I said, see how we got these ranges and sizes. So how it occupies 2 bytes, where the value is stored, we'll see clear and in detail. Till then, thank you.